Welcome to Hangman Tarot. We're going to get started here with our celebrity tarot card reading with Justin and Hailey Bieber. We're going to find out why they didn't show up to the VMAs and a little bit more about the relationship. Let's find out all that we can in current energy first. But first, go ahead, hit subscribe to Hangman Tarot if you would, please, and thank you. Other than that, we are going to get started. We're going to find out all that we can about Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, finding out all that we can on why did they come to the VMAs? Why didn't they show up to the VMAs? What is going on? He was nominated, I think, for 4 awards. So I was kind of surprised, actually, that he didn't show up. Little bit upset. No, I'm kidding. I don't give a shit. But let's find out about their astrology because y'all do give a shit. Justin was born March 1st on a Tuesday, 12:56 a.m. in Ontario, Canada. He's a Pisces Libra moon sign. His ascending is a Scorpio, and his birth path is a 9. He is known for singing, basically. He's a singer-songwriter and multi-instrumental who was discovered at the age of 13. You know who Justin Bieber is. I don't need to remind you because eventually, if you're hitting this, you are coming into this reading for these people. You know who they are. Hailey was born Friday, November 22nd, 1996. And she was born at 8:15 a.m. in Arizona in the United States. She's a Sagittarius, moon signs an Aries. Her ascending is a Sagittarius also. Her birth path is a 4. So a little bit about Hailey is that she is a model, social media influencer, Instagram, you name it, she does it. So I think she was a ballerina too. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, those two are married. We know who they are. So let's get into this reading. We're going to find out just kind of a current energy kind of surrounding them as far as their current vibes as a couple. Anything a little bit darker or beneath the surface is kind of what I'm trying to pick at today. And yes, I'm aware of why they didn't show up to the VMAs. Are you? Are you aware? Okay. Well, I am. I'm aware. I know exactly why they didn't show up to the VMAs. And I'm going to get to that at the end of this reading. We'll go over that fully. But I'm just going to get into a current vibe in their relationship. So we're just going to find that current energy once again. Get into a nice little situation here. Oh, I wonder why they're doing that. There's a little bit of worry surrounding the relationship. I wonder what that is. It's something to do with attachment or maybe attachment to a particular situation. Could even have something to do with the balance, but it's definitely something that they know will pass. So not trying to fear or worry as much as they can because they do know that, things will pass through this. Lacking communication and lacking in taking a moment to accept, maybe preparing for something to develop to reach the next stage. This could be impatience with, growth, baby, IVF, maybe. Who knows? I do feel like the clarity or the timing of communication is super, super vital, super important, and the balance in communication. But that is low in energy once again, and accepting or, having to wait or prepare for the next step in something, the energy in that is very low also. Just maybe a little impatience, not being able to pause and take a second. But this is super important for stability within change and growth. So we'll get the next part here. All right. Sorry about that. I have a child raging on video games. I'm like, can we not do that? Can we not get mad and angry at the computer, please? Just for a minute. Okay, so let's get the next layer. I want to get a darker layer of their situation. So we're not even darker, but just more into the shadow, more into, the depths, stuff that they don't really talk about. All right. Talking about intuition or, going deep into the belly, like allowing your the inner dwelling to really awaken. Maybe that's just not something that they have tapped into. Maybe it's something that she works on, or maybe he works on it more. I do feel like they definitely need to call kind of on to the voices or any kind of senses that they get throughout the night, or, new starting of new potential in intuition. So just really tapping into that empath, into the shadow, and just doing some work in those spaces. So that is being indicated here also. Let's get into the rest of this reading. Let's find out between the two of them where they are at, specifically through tarot cards, because tarot does the best sorting out all the gossip and tea. So let's find out currently where they're at, see if there's any confirmation on a baby, maybe baby making. Maybe that's why they're being impatient. Last one. Okay, here we go. Queen of Swords, four wands reversed, Ten of Swords down, 4 wands down. Okay, so over on Hailey's side, she's going to be over on this left side. Justin. Maybe. I'm going to put Hailey over on the right side. That's fires. It's a little more fire sign. Okay. So let's get into this. Since Bieber is going to be on the left side, she's going to be on the right side. So that's where we're talking at. Let's start with his stuff. His stuff, as far as thinking in this relationship, the thoughts on the relationship, just kind of his inner mind, where he is. We do have Queen of Swords, 4 wands in reverse. I feel like he definitely enjoys the relationship that he has going here. He knows that he can't change her. He knows that, to have a conversation. And emotionally, these are things that are coming up as far as like the things that they need to deal with. There is a dumpster full of emotion here. There is a basket full of emotions that kind of like fall over. So there's an intensity to their conversations. And sometimes they don't like do it in the right way. I feel like a lot of times their conversations emotionally, when they're speaking to each other and expressing, are meaningless because sometimes it just gets too intense. So they do need to let go of the past emotionally. That's where he's vibing at. And they really need to let go of this so that they can add more structure and stability to their relationship, because they really let what other people think of them, they let it kind of interfere with the situation, and it makes things really impulsive and reckless between the two of them. Over on her end of things, and this is just current, just kind of like the most like up, to date energy on these cards that I'm getting. Over on her end, she's thinking of just really trying to be focused, but she feels like he's being really pushy at the moment. And this could have something to do with a new beginning on some sort of action that is needed, or some sort of adventure. I do feel like she's at her limits, though. She's sure she's at her limits. She's at her limits. She's like, I'm like tapped out right now. I don't want to spiritually or inspire anybody right now. Leave me the fuck alone. That could have a lot to do with why they didn't go to the VMAs, because she's like, I'm not doing that again. I do feel like, as far as like any kind of emotion here, she's definitely expected to, recover. She'll be okay. She'll be okay about it. I do feel like it's almost like she kind of hit rock bottom. She's just like had her at her wit's end. She's like, you know what? I don't want to continue having this conversation. I don't want to continue having to be focused and, be upright about everything. Like, she gets kind of tired of it. That could have a lot to do with what this is, because this has to do with the work too. Communication and work. All right, the intentions that they have towards one another within and around their current energy is definitely, he is a little bit unpredictable. He feels like he doesn't want to take any responsibility. A lot of the times he knows that this is all kind of fated. So he just feels like it's really unpredictable. He doesn't know. He really doesn't know. And he feels like he has no control over it anyway, because he don't. Because you ain't got no control over everything. Over on her end, her intention is just to keep, maintain some sort of sanity or balance within this relationship. I feel like she doesn't want to force the situation, and there's nothing really to force here. And if she were to force things, she feels like it would really shape how they feel about each other. So her intention is just kind of come through, doing whatever it is that they do, and that's to tap into their love situation. But as of right now, she's in a really kind of like passive place. She's like, her intention is kind of uncaring, because she's really working on her. So she's being a little selfish right now. That's fine. Keep it going. Likely outcome for the next month or so here. What do we have upcoming here for the both of them? Oh, I knew it. I knew it. I'm so excited. Okay, so upcoming, there is going to be a little bit of a lazy energy about the both of them. And I feel like, okay, I'm not kidding, they're in limbo. The immediate energy when we first walked into this conversation or into this reading was the fact that they were trying to be patient and wait on something. I really feel like if, they're going to be stepping back and, letting go of any control here, because also you will see it when you see it. There's going to be a baby, Empress upright by the ending of September, could even be in the middle of it. But I feel like she's going to be feeling really good and a lot of action into growth and a lot of action into nurture. So I do feel like the sensual stuff or the little puppy love, like you've really been seeing them kind of kick it into gear and just kind of really loving on each other. But I feel like also this letting go of control and just really focusing on not being pushy or, getting into how other people are thinking about them. Like this is all really surrounding by the letting go of control. They're in a pause. They are in a hanged man. They're waiting. They're waiting for a baby. They're waiting. I'm just saying, they're going to have a baby. I guarantee it. That's exactly why those two did not go to the VMAs. Do we understand how stressful the VMAs was for Hailey Bieber? I'm not on anybody's side. I'm just stating the facts. Do we remember how stressful it was and how emotional that could have been and how bothered the heart and the soul would have been as far as being him and having to defend, this is my wife still, after how many, times they've been around and been together. They still had to listen to people boo at them, whistle at them, fucking taunt them. Basically, stressful that would be if you were pregnant or newly pregnant. There it is, people. Okay. You've just let everyone know Hangman Tarot got that Hailey is holding on to a tiny little baby. There's a little baby. There's a baby. There's a baby. There's a baby. I guarantee it. There's a baby. I just felt it. I felt it and seeing it. You're going to see it. You're going to see it to see it. When you see it, you'll see it. But I really, truly feel like this is exactly why they stayed home. Vanity Fair reported that basically they stayed home. They cooked food. They wanted the company of just the two of them, and they wanted to be in comfortable clothes and just hang out. He was up for 4 awards. He would not have missed that unless there was a little Justin in her belly. Correct? Am I wrong here? I really feel like I'm right. I do. I feel really good about this one. So I will be posting this so that y'all can see it. I literally wasn't expecting this, but the more that I got into the reading, the more that I was like, there's some action happening. There's an abundance. There's something brewing in that belly, and they didn't want to stress it out, and it's fairly new. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Yeah, you guys don't just want to hang out with each other, okay? It's time. It's time for a baby anyway, right? All right, go ahead, hit subscribe. I did predict a baby. At least they're going to release the details on it. They literally stayed home, even though he was nominated for 4 awards. I feel like they would have went. You're not going to stay at home for the comforts, and if she wasn't pregnant, they would go because it wouldn't be that stressful. But she wanted her hair half up. She wanted to be in a messy top, just nothing too crazy. She wanted to rest. And while the rest was down at the VMAs, she wanted to be wearing no makeup, and she wanted a glazed donut skincare, I guess. She basically, what was happening is by the end of this, Hailey just didn't want to have to deal with the cameras. And apparently when she was off camera, she was smiling at her likely father-to-be husband. I guarantee it. So, okay, let's get on with ourselves. You heard it here, though. The Empress gave it all away, really. Quite frankly, that's just kind of where that was at for me. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. The mother card. Okay, I gotta get out of here. Share, like, and follow, especially on your social media, and like this video and pass this along and be like, they're pregnant. Hangman said. Okay. HMT, do a hashtag wherever you go with this. Also, if you would check out Hangman Tarot on YouTube, go check out the members button for incentives and to be better than everybody. You will pay for that. A lot of cool things come with it. Also, if you would hit that bell so you don't miss anything here. Other than that, enjoy the rest of this beautiful Wednesday that you found out Justin Bieber and Hailey are going to have a baby.